Hey there, this is Chad from Zombie Fight Shark, and welcome back to the fourth tutorial on the Subtractor. So in the previous ones, we have covered the oscillators, we have covered the filters, and we have covered the filter envelope and amp envelope. And this time we're going to talk about the mod envelope. So it's just one module, but you can do so much. Like, this was something I didn't play with for a long time because I didn't understand what it was. And when I finally did, I was like, whoa, I've been missing out. So let's get into it. All right, so here's our default sound. All right, simple enough. So nothing happening with the mod envelope. Let's go ahead and turn on the other oscillator just because. And so now we're going to bump it up. All right, so we turn the amplitude all the way up. And so we got attack, decay, sustain, release. So what's going on? Then we have all of our little mode selectors there. We got an amount, and we have a mod envelope invert. This ADSR envelope is affecting oscillator 1's pitch. So if we change the envelope here, let's see. So we'll do a long rise here. So you can see it moving through the octaves into the stratosphere. It's amazing. Okay, so you can see that what that does, it's very clear when you do it that way. All right, it's rising, and as you move these, sometimes in your head you might try to calculate, oh, if I move this here and this there, then this is how it's going to affect the pitch, and sometimes it's not as obvious as it might be. So here it sweeps up and then it goes down. So think of this as if these are octaves going up and down right here. So it's like I'm selecting the octave, how high is it going to go? And then same thing here, it goes up and then it'll come down, or it'll go up to match wherever the decay is. And then same thing for the sustain, I believe. So there you go. And then so for the release, it varies how it affects the sound depending on a few things. Oscillator 2 does the same thing as the oscillator 1. When you get into mix, it could be a little less obvious as to what it does. So mix, it's affecting this mix knob here between your oscillators. So this is a fun one where you can, when you have two really different sounds, then it can go between them, and cool stuff can start to happen here. So you can hear it on the decay. And then it comes back down where it's like this mix knob is swinging back and forth almost. So you have, it's like us on the sustain, I swung it all the way to the sine. Now it's all the way on the sawtooth. Here, let's make it obvious. And so it's not affecting the amplitude of the actual wave itself. It's just swinging between your two oscillators here. And so fun fact here, turn off an oscillator and it swings between silence and an oscillator. So that's a cool way that you can create some unique effects. So it swings between silence and the other oscillator. FM, so that's if it's affecting this frequency modulation knob, right? Now, right now, we have no FM. This knob is not turned at all. It's at 0. So let's turn it all the way up. Let's turn the other oscillator on so it's modulating between these frequencies. And similar idea. So it's wherever these are, it's like it's swinging this knob. It's twirling that knob for you, twiddling that knob for you. So and so where this is set, this has a direct effect on where it's swinging up to and swinging down to, and the intensity of the effect. So if I have it set real low, then you're not going to get a very powerful FM effect. So you get the idea that you play with this and you can get some really dramatic effects and change some things significantly. Phase. So in the first tutorial we talked about these phase knobs and how powerful that is, and so now you modulate the phase, and this is where moving between all of these, and now you start playing with these phase knobs combined with this envelope, and cool stuff starts to happen. FM off. And we'll change our waveform. So you can hear it attack, then you can hear it slow. The decay is a slower decay, and then it moves to the sustain, and it stays up here, and then you let go, it quickly drops. And this is one of those where playing with the mod envelope invert, which is flipping it on its head, you can see it's a tiny little ADSR envelope, but it's inverted here. And so when you do this, it's like it's flipping the envelope. It's not literally flipping it, but close enough. And so when you flip it, sometimes you will go from something that, sounds cool, you like that sound, to you go into another world entirely. And as I was making the companion patches, I started playing with this playing with the phase and inverting the envelope turned into one of my favorite things to do, because you just sometimes have no idea what it's going to create. Alright, so I could play with that forever. Now, last thing, frequency 2. Frequency 2. So, related to filter 2. Not turned on right now. Let's turn it on. So, what's it doing? It's going up, and it's sustaining right here, and then let go and releases. Now let's try it another way and see if you can hear the difference. So slower on the amplitude up, quick drop. Yeah, you can hear the release now. Oh, we're still inverted. So it's actually, so it's sweeping down. It's like it's sweeping this filter, this frequency down. and then it's resting on the sustain. So all that before we were inverted, so it was like the sustain were up here. So there you go, frequency 2 to play with that one. Now we're getting into the area where you start combining all of these, like oscillator, noise mod, filters, amp, etc. And you really get some interesting patches. Next time we are going to talk about LFOs and how powerful these are, and man, it gets into a weird, wild world really fast when you're playing with those. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.